I got stuff for you.
Holy moly. I need to get some snakes and release them around my house.
But they love eating people. They love eating kids.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
Every day that you open your mouth,
I know, right?
I'm more convinced that you're abducted by aliens.
No.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
These are idiots.
I was laughing reading this because I already knew how you would feel.
Idiot. What part of the story fits your balloon?
Well,
This isn't a UFO. But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh, yeah, Mothman.
Well, everyone, I think we know exactly what it is. So say it all with me. It was the sandhill crane.
Would you try it?
No.
You wouldn't eat it?
No.
Why?
Because they're probably toxic. There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree. I was going to try to do an accent. Welcome back to the Podcast. I'm the great and powerful mystery.
And I'm J-Clone 140, but I'm curious what accent we're going to try. You don't have to do it, but...
Oh, it's the one that you remind me of the man.
Huh?
You remind me of the man.
The man? What man?
The man with the power.
Oh. Yeah, what power? I don't remember how it goes. What power?
The power of voodoo.
Voo-hoo?
No, hoodoo.
Oh, hoodoo.
No, voodoo.
Yeah, what's that from?
No, you do, I guess. It's a song, but Scooby-Doo Mystery Island was the one I remembered it from, but other people have remembered it from other things.
Gotcha.
Or doing voodoo dolls.
Ooh, that's interesting. I think someone made a voodoo doll of me once.
I know who did.
Who?
The one couple from from Salt Fork.
Yeah, that was many years ago.
Our first year of doing that.
Our
second year?
No, I think it was our debut conference. No, it was a second year.
Yeah, because we had done. Yeah, it was the second year because we had
year 2 of Bigfoot conference.
We'd done a couple conferences, but we hadn't done many.
No, not many. I mean, it was year 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was our second annual one.
And you were getting abducted by a witch and her. I almost said something bad. Yes.
Her friend.
Her friend.
Yes. Good times.
Good time. Well,
Well, if you guys, speaking of conferences, if you guys want to see us this weekend at the biggest Bigfoot festival
in the world,
probably, at least this side of the Mississippi, Hocking Hills Bigfoot Festival is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, as of release of this episode. So coming down to the fairgrounds down there, it's not in, oh gosh, where's it at? It's,
MacArthur Fairgrounds.
MacArthur Fairgrounds, okay. So come see us. We're speaking. We're one of the main speakers, the main attractions. Get your ticket, come out and hang out with us. Come to our booth. You can even, last time we had people seeing us at our campsite too.
We will be having the Cryptids of the Corn camp takeover.
Yes. We'll have campfire stories and...
Because Gary the Sloth.
Right?
He got, basically... We're going to have the whole campground taken over.
Yeah. Is Gary the sloth or the squirrel? He's a sloth.
Yeah.
That's right. Good old Gary.
And they're probably going to win best decorated campsite again.
They're defending champions back to back.
We should see if we can order that Bigfoot animatronic and get it before then.
On One Up Gary.
And One Up Gary.
See, Gary, by the time you hear this, it's going to be too late. You don't have time.
See if you can order it while I do the rest of it. My second kids book is available. You can get it on Amazon right now, and then later on it'll be on the website.
There should be a link in the description below.
Sure. Yeah.
You gotta add that. Remember that.
A kid's guide to interdimensional monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's rated 7 up is what we kind of talked about. Keep in mind, the book itself is not scary, but some of the entities inside the book are perceived to be a little creepy. Because they are.
Because just that they naturally are.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to.
I did not make them
scarier than
scary.
Yeah, it's just kind of how they are, and you got to learn to deal with those things in life, I guess.
So we have several other books we're working on right now. One is the Freaky Fauna Friday book. So we have almost 300 animals that can be drawn. It's going to be a massive book, and it's going to be a community-led project. So if there's any of the Freaky Fauna guys that you would like to draw, if you are at home and you're an artist, or even if you're not, I know we have several kids drawing stuff. If it's a community-led project where it's going to talk about conservation and what you can do and larger goals and all this. I mean, it's going to be a really fun community project.
Freaky Fauna Friday, the book.
So there'll be a link below for you to sign up for any unclaimed animals. And I just ask that all the art be done by October 1st. So don't sign up for too much. You can take it away from somebody else. But do one, sign up, do one. If you get it done, you do another if you want, and that kind of stuff. And it's many different styles of art, everything from cartoony, the anatomical.
The only thing we ask is just don't draw it on notebook paper with lines.
Yes.
Because we can't scan that very well. So
yeah. I'm buying a scanner, and then if you draw it on paper, it's best if you will mail us the physical copy.
Ooh.
Because I'm actually buying an art scanner.
Yeah.
So I can make a digital version of it.
I mean, now you can, if you don't want to mail it, scan it and send it.
If you can scan it, send it, that's fine.
Because it's not too hard for computer scanners. Like most printers have that now.
Yeah. But I'm buying an actual high-def art one.
Okay.
Like Sherwin and all them use.
Yeah. Shout out to Sherwin.
Sherwin Sketches.
Yep.
So if you want to be part of that project, sign up below. Let us know. Like, there's still a lot of animals. I think only like 30 have been claimed, which is still a big number. 30 have been claimed out of like 310.
I know I got to pick mine still.
But yeah, anything else? Indiana Bigfoot Conference, the end of September. We're speaking there too.
Yep. Is that Hollywood, Indiana? Or, no, I'm mixing that up.
No.
What am I mixing that up with?
It's Nashville.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's Nashville, Indiana.
Yeah, because
correct.
I'm like, it's another famous city in a different state.
I don't know why I picked Hollywood.
I mean, that is a famous city in a different state. That's
no, I
how
know.
I always remember
I don't know why I picked that one, though.
Because there is one in Hollywood. I think it's Crypticon is near Hollywood, Indiana, or Kentucky this year.
Yeah, because it moved as well. Which, we'll be there this November as well.
Tony Merkel's a speaker.
Tony Merkel is a new featured speaker at CryptidCon with Giorgio Tsoukalos. He's back.
I want to see him and Tony wrestle.
Have you ever seen Tony and Giorgio in the same room at the same time ever?
No.
Aliens. Aliens did it.
All right. Ready to do voodoo dolls?
Yes, after we also announced the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree 3, October 3rd.
Whoa!
Come see us. Come hang out with us. It's our conference. We put it on in our hometown, Ada, Ohio, Friday and Saturday night. There's tickets available for the Friday night dinner, and that's where we'll host a nice little shindig get-together.
There'll be a live presentation. There'll be games and contests that you can win prizes.
I'll do a handstand if you ask.
And guess what? I found out that Hobby Lobby sells bigger canvases than what I already had painted.
That's scary.
There is one that is 56 inches by 48 inches.
How much is it, though?
$70.
That's a bit much. Imagine the person trying to take it home. You're making it almost impossible.
Well, that's the thing is...
Like, you have to come prepared to win.
There's one size in between that one and this one.
Yeah.
So I plan on getting that one.
Okay.
The one I did last year, and then that massive one, there's one more size in between them.
I thought the one you had last year was massive.
It was, but it was the biggest one that they fit on the thing. She's like, yeah, there's two more. And she pointed up at the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are canvases?
Gigantic.
So the one, if I do that, it'll be like, I'd probably do spray paint art, maybe. Do a much more like that kind of style for it.
Abstract.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like doing art.
Make it blurry. Get it?
Well, I was going to do like the one you have the hat of. The Native American drawing of Bigfoot.
I have that?
Yeah, you bought it from the Sasquatch Outpost, maybe? I don't remember. Rick Relish. You got it from Rick Relish's booth.
Don't remember.
Anyways, voodoo dolls.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that's on my hat. Sorry, it just clicked. Got it.
The Bigfoot that's on your hat.
That I bought from Rick Relish.
That you bought from Rick Relish.
Yep, I got it.
I think I shared all that information previously.
It just didn't click.
I get it. So this first article we're going to use is from How Stuff Works. So if it's wrong, it's their fault.
And that's a misleading website name.
Okay.
Well, they say How Stuff Works. If it's wrong, that ain't how stuff works.
But I have this basically set up. Where we're going to talk about like the history, myths, realities of voodoo dolls, because there is some misconceptions. Like obviously, all the stuff you see on TV probably isn't true because there is some religious aspects to voodoo dolls.
What?
Yeah. And then I have a bunch of stories of people that have died in and around voodoo dolls or with and around voodoo dolls. There's maybe a two-parter. I'm not sure. We'll just kind of see where we get.
Okay. Either way, it's not something I would ever play with.
No, I wouldn't mess with this.
Because it's just, yeah, it's weird.
So voodoo dolls have long captured the imagination of people worldwide, invoking a sense of mystery, superstition, and intrigue. They are small human-like figures that have been the subject of countless cultural discrepancies, from horror films to urban legends, and often portrayed as vessels for dark magic and retribution. However, the true nature of voodoo dolls extends far beyond these sensationalized representations, rooted in the rich traditional history and spiritualism practices that have endured for centuries. So the origins of voodoo dolls, or poppets.
Pumpins?
Poppets?
Isn't that the thing you put on the back of your phone?
Well, pop sockets, but
Oh.
Poppets.
Oh, poppets.
That's what I said.
It's like puppets with
pop.
pop.
With a pop.
Okay.
So that's another word for a voodoo doll if anybody ever sees that.
I didn't know that.
Have a long, complex history that have been tracked back through various cultures and religious traditions around the world. We're going to talk about, with voodoo and hoodoo, gotten it wrong before just because it's very complicated. And it is a little bit of a hodgepodge of a lot of African stuff, some some Cuban stuff, some Caribbean stuff,
Just
Jamaican stuff.
Just voodoo you're talking, or both? Both those things.
Both, I believe, but I may be wrong, but
I don't really know the difference between the two.
they're just different.
They start with different letters, but that's it.
Hoodoo and voodoo.
Yeah.
While the term voodoo is often associated with the Haitian voodoo practices, so Haiti.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah. The concept of using dolls and or effigies for magical purposes have been documented in numerous cultures around the world, from ancient Greece and Roman to indigenous cultures across Europe and Africa to many of the Americas.
Okay.
So while basically what they're getting at, why voodoo doll is associated with mostly Haitian voodoo practices, an effigy doll has been found across the board.
Ah, okay.
So while the name voodoo doll is associated with one religion or one group, the type of thing, it's like we've talked about with fae and little people, and like they all have different names for them.
Yeah.
But it's like the same thing.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Any questions?
Well, I'm just like these other effigy dolls from whatever other various parts of the world, are they being used in similar fashion, or are they just
A lot
exist?
of them are being used for magical or quote unquote magical purposes.
Okay. Or, this is historical stuff, so I'm assuming they discover these dolls, make those assumptions, right? What if just the troll from Ernest Scared Stupid turned everyone into wooden dolls and everyone's like, it's a voodoo doll, but really it's...
Oh, I forgot I had corrections too.
Corrections?
I got yelled at about the Mountain Lion episode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, because I was wrong about the otter attack.
Well, let's save it. How about we save it for the Wednesday episode? So you guys can
don't
get
let me
it.
forget.
You'll get it later in the week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned in a couple days.
One of the earliest examples of using magical dolls in rituals can be found in ancient Mesopotamia, where clay figures were used in spells and incantations as early as the 2nd millennial BCE.
Okay.
Similarly, the ancient Egyptians invoked wax figures known as ushabits. Yes, ushabits.
Okay.
To represent the deceased and serve as intermediaries into the afterlife. So basically, they'd make these little figures of the person they wanted to talk to in the afterlife.
Oh, or it would help them guide them to the afterlife, right? Is that what it's saying?
No, it's to communicate with people in the afterlife. Living people communicate through dead people by making wax figures of the dead people.
Oh, okay. So a vessel for them to communicate through.
Yes, a
Okay.
telephone.
Yeah. What are those little ghost hunters use them? The little radio boxes.
Oh, spirit box.
Spirit box, yeah.
These practices were not limited to ancient world. The use of pompons or witch dolls have been documented in European folklore and witchcraft traditions throughout the Middle Ages and into the Renaissance period. The specific term, though, voodoo doll, emerged more recently, largely due to the popularization of Haitian voodoo practices in Western pop culture during the 20th century.
Okay.
So that name is relatively new.
Voodoo.
Yeah, voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls.
Oh, voodoo doll is new. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you said pop culture, it popped in my head. One of my favorite bands, Ween. You know, you love Ween.
I love one song from Ween.
They have a song called Voodoo Lady. Good song. Check it out.
There you go. Shout out to Ween. They could use some light.
Yeah. Yeah, they really could use it now.
What, are they not around anymore?
I think they I don't know if they perform together or I don't know. No, not really. Their time is over.
However, the underlying concept of using dolls and or effigies for magical purposes has deep roots in a wide range of cultures and spiritual traditions around the globe. So, the symbolism of voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls are imbued with a rich tapestry of symbolic meanings, referencing the diverse cultures and spiritual contexts in which they are used in. These figures can often serve to represent the human form, allowing practitioners to focus their intentions and engage on a tangible object.
Okay.
So this, right, do you get what I'm saying? That could be good and bad.
Right, yeah.
They're making a doll of you
Mhm.
so they can physically touch something and focus their intentions of you.
Yeah. And it all
To hurt you or
to help you or
yeah,
to
cure you or
cure,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But it
It's-
is still a form of
Voodoo.
witchcraft. But yeah.
Oh. It's I was going to say it earlier, but yeah, I think it's really the intention behind it, whatever that it represents.
Sure.
But so I mean, where I don't think voodoo, I think they have their practices and stuff, and that's what falls under it. But whatever that is, that we call it magic, but it just might be quantumly entangled physics that we don't fully understand.
I mean, we've said that before. The only difference between magic and science is understanding.
Right? Yeah. So there's something
If you
here
didn't
to
know
it.
how- if you didn't know how a battery worked, that's magic. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, if I didn't know there was a chemical process happening in there,
And it's you
And
touch both
if-
ends, and I
I would. That's magic.
My
if I touch
teeth
this
spark.
thing, it hurts,
yeah.
and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, physics from I don't know, like rubbing your feet on the carpet. You touch someone and zap them. I don't know. I feel like magic when I do it.
One of the most significant symbol aspects of voodoo dolls is their role to conduct energy and intentions. In many traditions, the doll is believed to act as a vessel, allowing the practitioner to channel their desires, whether for healing, protection, or retribution or damage, into the physical form of the doll.
Mm-hmm. That's just I mean, it's really your intentions. You're putting it into the doll, and then
This connection between the doll is intended target is often reinforced through the inclusion of a personal item, mostly hair,
Yep.
but clothing and other belongings, which can create a strong energetic link, are used.
exactly. Yeah, I really think this is like,
That's why we're going to send your hair out for our Patreon bucks next month.
gosh,
I want to see everybody's voodoo doll of Jay.
I would do something. I would cut my hair off for a cause. If we had some kind of
Like a goal, like
A goal,
raise $2,000 for
or-
the.
competition or
Oh, actually, I do have an idea.
yeah.
It kind of plays into the free Fauna book.
Oh boy.
Well, no, like for us to build a little, like on the property, like a wildlife sanctuary,
Okay.
decide how much money and what we want to build. And if we hit that goal, we cut off the ponytail. I'll shave my head too.
It'd have to be a public cutting. Like
I don't care.
it's for the show. I don't know.
I'd shave my beard probably.
We'll workshop. If you guys have ideas at home,
I'm
you know
already
what?
so gray.
Send them in while we're thinking in this in real time. Well, okay. Back to it.
The materials used to construct a voodoo doll also hold deep symbolic meaning. Natural fibers such as hemp and cotton are often used and represent the earth in the physical realm, while inclusions of bone, teeth, and animal remains.
Gosh, what's the difference between this and a homunculus at this point?
Well, hold on to that. Can symbolize a connection to the spiritual world and the cycles of life and death itself. They use specific colors such as red for power or green for prosperity to further enhance the symbolic significance of the doll in the practitioner's intentions.
Hmm.
In addition to these roles, as the vessel are used for magical energies, voodoo dolls can also serve to represent the deities, ancestors, and other spiritual entities. In Haitian voodoo, for example, the dolls may be used to honor and communicate with Loa, or spirits, They're essential to the practice. Similar in some African traditions, dolls may be used to represent specific ancestors or to invoke their protection and guidance. Which I think it's Haitian voodoo and some of the African stuff. Some of the religions have like 50,000 gods.
Gosh, that's a big totem pole.
It's a totem pile.
The dumbest thing I've ever said. Looking up, here's Africa. Whoa, yeah, blended everything together. Oh goodness,
That's
no. It's like the in India, like their pantheon. I don't even know if you call it that, but there's so many sub gods and sub gods and sub. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Is that a pantheon?
Well, I think the pantheon. I when I think of that, I think of like
A collection.
I could be.
A collection and hierarchy of gods is how I would say it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Dang. Just sounds fancy when you put it that way.
A collection and hierarchy.
Yeah, of gods, yeah.
The practical applications of voodoo dolls. Beyond the symbolic significance, voodoo dolls have been employed for a variety of practical applications throughout history.
Gosh.
While the popular perception of voodoo dolls is often focused on their malevolent purposes, which they are used for.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, this article is written very like positively.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
But they are still used for very bad things.
For sure. I want to make one of myself that I can use on myself to like get me to do my own chores.
Just throw it. Such as causing extreme harm and seeking revenge. The reality, though, is much more nuanced. One of the most common practices used for voodoo dolls is the healing and protection. In many traditions, dolls are believed to serve as a conduit for positive energies, allowing the practitioner to directly heal intentions or perceived focus towards the intended recipient. This can make the form of inserting pins and other objects in specific areas of the doll, corresponding to ailments and treatments that need to be addressed.
Gosh. Maybe someone does have a voodoo doll, man, that keep poking my stomach.
Because that's why you're burping and pooping blood.
I'm not pooping blood, but just going a lot.
It is important to note that practical applications of voodoo dolls can vary widely across the different cultures and spiritual traditions that use them. While some may use them for more benevolent purposes, others may employ them for more conservative purposes or harmful ends.
Malevolent. Bad.
I said benevolent.
Yeah, that's good though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and nice. Yeah, the good or bad, basically.
Literally, you can be killed with a voodoo doll, which I have a dozen stories of.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that you had experiences of.
No, I mean,
I hope not.
All the witchcraft that occurred in my early life.
Wonder if voodoo could even get in.
Voodoo was not on that list.
Yeah, there's probably like even voodoo can't get into that. Some of that stuff.
Blood magic.
Yeah. You think there's a hierarchy of certain
Yes.
magics
Yes, there is.
that like overpower other ones?
Yes.
What's your evidence for that?
No evidence.
Exactly.
You asked for a thought, and I said, yes, I think.
All right. Well, I thought maybe you'd elaborate because...
No, I do think there's just... I believe magical practices, and this is a belief I have, are all about debt. By that I mean to do magic, you are borrowing power or powers from entities, which is...
Like true magic, you're saying.
True magic, true, like real stuff.
Not just like some physics trick.
Right, no, like actual like magic. You are borrowing from entities, and I think you can deal with more powerful entities and incur more debt.
Okay.
And so while the stuff you can do is more extreme, the bill still comes.
Yep. Taxman's always got to get his.
What my great-grandma did, she was a blood witch, and the whole part of that kind of witchcraft is putting it off onto somebody else, putting the debt onto somebody else.
Wait. And then she had her kids, right? And then your dad, what's his name?
Oh, Bill.
So the bill did come.
Oh, yeah. She was using her own kids' blood for things.
Not
a great person.
Paid the bills with Bill.
There you go.
That's why she named him that.
There you go.
Full circle. Did she know that?
Him, yeah.
Does he know this?
I doubt it.
I don't want to be the one to disclose it to
as
him,
with
sorry.
any spiritual magical practices, it is crucial to approach the use of voodoo dolls with caution and respect, a deep understanding of cultural context before them being used. Don't use them.
Yeah.
Once again, I am a big believer that all magic has debt.
Well, there's that, and I truly think Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and don't use them, but at the end of the day, everyone's free, has
Or
free
you can
will.
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want to do. I really do believe it's the intention behind it. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, go on. Sorry.
Just in general, it's your intentions and how you want to live your life is up to you, and how you want to navigate the world. It's all up to you, and it's fine however you want to do it, as long as you're not harming other people directly or hurting people, whatever. I don't know. You're even free to do that. I guess at the end of the day, I don't care. You're free to do whatever you wish to do because that's what we're here to do.
There's plenty of quotes that say the worst things ever done in history were done with good intentions.
Yeah, I mean, that could be too. Well, yeah, or under the guise of good intentions. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm not totally. I don't know. It's just people's intentions behind things. Whatever intentions you have is really what matters at the end of the day.
I don't think that's necessarily true fully.
Okay.
I think you can do bad things with good intentions.
I agree.
And
yeah.
I think you can do good things. I think that these powers come with a cost, whether you realize it or not. Even if you are doing them with the best intentions.
Right.
You're doing it to heal and help, and these are my beliefs. Right. And I'm not going to go pick a sign out about it and yell at anybody about it, but these are my beliefs, and this is what I show. I still think you are borrowing power. So even if you are using that power for good things, to heal or to help, there is a bill being incurred.
Mm-hmm.
There's a debt being incurred that has to be paid and to an entity.
Yeah.
You are borrowing power.
I just thought of Little Nicky when he learns he's like half angel.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, the power of good, and shoots rainbows. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like Little Nicky, for example, he's the son of the devil, but he had the choice to be evil, like how he could be, or he found out he could be good too. So he chose good. We all have a choice. At the end of the day, we all have a choice. Mm-hmm.
The duality of voodoo dolls. One of the most fascinating aspects of voodoo dolls is their inherent duality that has surrounded their perception and use. The enigmatic objects have long been sustained both fantastical belief and fear, with portrayal in popular culture often emphasizing their potential for harm and retribution. On the other hand, voodoo dolls are often associated with negative connotations, such as the practice of sticking pens into dolls to inflict harm in the intended target.
Question. Okay, so for that power, I guess, like if you're sticking the pen in a voodoo doll and it, hurts somebody, is it the doll itself that's being hurt that's then the person's feeling, or is there some like negative entity that's like attached to it and when you poke the doll, it's like, all right, well, I'll make this happen to the person?
I think you could say either way because it's just how you're looking at it then. Because to make this, you are pouring spiritualism or spiritual beliefs into this.
Yeah.
And for the Haitian one, you are asking one of the various gods for this ability.
Mm-hmm.
So that, yes, the god is either allowing you to use their power to do it or they are doing it on your behalf. So, good, yes, to both.
I wonder if there would be a way to trick an evil entity into forcing it to do good things, and it just drives it nuts.
Well, you don't have to trick it. Like we already said that you can use these entities to do good.
True, yeah. I guess I want to draw in a really bad, nasty one and make it do good things.
Well, it's going to be like the Black Cauldron.
And it just drives itself,
Duende,
like the demon itself explodes.
Well, these practices have reinforced through various media depictions in horror films and urban legends. However, the reality of voodoo dolls is they supposedly can be used for positive and benevolent purposes, such as healing, protection, and pursuit of personal goals.
I mean, that don't even have to be voodoo to do that stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, we're talking about voodoo in this aspect.
I know, but I mean, like, it's for people that, I guess, turn to that for good things. I guess I could also see it being like just a vessel of the ritual of putting your intentions into something.
Sure. It is that. I mean, it's the physical vessel for that.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I think that can transcend the whole religion of voodoo, just that practice, I guess.
Well, like I already said, is that it's across dozens of religions around the world have used basically the same thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm using voodoo doll as the Haitian voodoo
Version.
religion.
Okay. Sorry.
But no, it's like the wax dolls we talked about in Egypt and Mesopotamia and the clay figures. Like these things exist in many different cultures for that kind of purpose as a physical thing to hold
yeah.
and pour in spiritual beliefs and energies.
Intention, belief, or spiritual intention. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I mean, you are correct. I think you're right. But it doesn't have to be the doll, but we're talking about voodoo dolls and Haitian voodoo and some of the African stuff. Everybody know, like voodoo is this hodgepodge of slaves that were brought over from Africa, Haitian people, some Jamaican stuff, some Cuban stuff. Like it's just a big...
And some of the locals that were already there. I don't know.
The Cajuns.
They always lived there. They were before Clovis people. There were still Cajuns actually living in Louisiana.
And Creole, because they're different. They are different.
I don't know.
Remember, we got in trouble for that like seasons and seasons ago.
Yeah, but it's closely related to French, so when it's that, I just don't care.
Gosh.
Nah, I'm just
The
joking.
emails.
I don't know.
One of the most well-known traditions associated with voodoo dolls is the Haitian voodoo practices. In this belief system, the dolls, known as... Okay.
You tried.
Poopies? Literally, Poupees.
Yeah. Or EES?
Mm-hmm.
It might be poupées.
Poupées.
Yeah, that's nice.
Voodoo dolls.
Okay.
Are often used in rituals and ceremonies to honor the Loata, or the spirits, to channel their powers towards specific goals. These dolls may be adorned with various symbolic elements such as beads, feathers, personal belongings, and animal parts.
I wonder if, too, like inciting or invoking these, I don't know, I'll just say gods, whatever. These spiritual...
So in Haitian voodoo practices, they are spirits.
Okay, spirits. So invoking these spirits, I wonder if, too, if it's, if the spirits are just natural, just supernatural ways the world works that, that we're just not, it's not known to our current science, like the supernatural side of science that we just don't fully understand yet. What if we're ancient people had already kind of had an understanding of that stuff, but the only way to really teach it or spread that knowledge is to apply, like personify it. So you're attaching figures and gods to these phenomena.
Well,
that
we live in a physical world, so I think you do need the physical connection to the spiritual side of the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, what if like...
We are spiritual beings that live in the physical world.
I think that's a police song. We are spirits in the material world.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
There you go.
He knew. He knew.
I don't know who this is.
Sting and the Police. You know Sting. Don't stand so close to me. Don't stand so... Or every step you take.
Oh, I do know that one.
Yeah, okay. I know you knew one.
I'm just like, I don't know.
They also sing your favorite song, Synchronicities.
It's fine.
It's your favorite word.
But like we already said, is voodoo dolls and what they are not exclusive to Haitian voodoo. Similar practice can be found in various African traditions where these dolls may be used for divinations, protections, communications with ancestral spirits. In some Western African cultures, for example, the Niska dolls are believed to house powerful spirits to enforce and are used in rituals to address a wide range of personal and communal needs.
Wow. Okay.
So really similar to even like the god temples in China.
Okay.
Where they build these little temples on the sides of their like properties and stuff
right,
like that.
Yeah. Like an altar kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it's all... there are similarities. Like we already
Shrine
said.
almost.
It's the physical representation of a spiritual world.
Mm-hmm. So you need that tether. I don't know. I just find it fascinating when it comes to like religion and all this stuff. Like, because there's so many different ones, obviously, around the world. But I guess if you shave off all the flair and all the extra fat, they all are very, very similar.
A lot of them are very similar.
And especially how the evidence of how ancient people would worship and would pay respects. It's definitely slightly a little different today. And I don't know if I think it's lacking today of what it used to be in certain aspects. I just mean as the common for common everyday people. It just seemed, but maybe that's my own perception though, trying to reinterpret the past of what we find. Man, that Coke is getting me. I had the hiccups yesterday, and
Sure, it's the Coke.
I did. It's an old can of Coke. I had the hiccups yesterday. It was crazy. It came out of nowhere. It's bad. I don't know.
Beyond the African content, the use of voodoo dolls and pompons have been documented in European folklore and witchcraft traditions. In these contexts, these dolls may be used for healing, curse breaking, and influencing of the course of events in other people's lives. The materials and symbolic use in construction of these dolls can vary wildly, referencing the diverse cultural and religious influencers. In the Americas, the participation or the practice of using voodoo dolls has been adopted and adapted by various indigenous communities, often blending in with local spiritual beliefs and practices. For example, in some Latin American traditions, the dolls may be used in rituals to honor specific deities to seek protection from malevolent forces. The cultural diversity underscores the universal appeal and adaptability of these voodoo dolls, and have been embraced and reinterpreted by countless communities across the globe.
Okay. So some think it's, well, a lot of, I guess, people around the world embrace this kind of practice, I guess, right?
I don't know, I mean, embrace.
Utilize?
Yeah, it's always, I think, more on modern day on the fringe. Because
Okay.
on the whole, it is using spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be very generalized. This is a
Yeah.
very generalized statement I'm about to make. So
Okay.
nobody write me an email.
Okay.
It is using spirits on the whole, whether it is for communication, for protection, for revenge. A lot of times they are a physical thing to invoke a spirit or God in some of these religions
Mm-hmm.
to do things or allow them to do things with their power.
Right. That's beyond what you can do physically from
So
where you're
this
sitting
is
and
very
standing.
similar to some of the theories with the Nephilim and even demonic spirits teaching man how to use their powers for things.
Or even how to invoke them, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been, from a Christian point of view, this is seen from that kind of angle. And you can even, I do believe in what me and Jay have called like earth spirits, which are good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
But are naturally occurring, and they're separate from demons and the Nephilim.
It could just be the code that, God put in place to, correct things in the background when no one's watching. They always exist. You just can't see them. But, some things need cleaned up. These things clean it all up.
Yeah, so they're not good, bad, and different. They're just things.
They're just, that keep the world
but
functioning.
invoking them is, you're not supposed to do that, probably. If you're talking about those things specifically.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, that's...
If you're talking about the debuggers in the code.
Right, yeah.
You don't want them to come to you.
No.
They're probably very scary.
Yeah, I mean, something's probably wrong with you. You have
If you start seeing
a virus.
the code debuggers, it's...
Wonder what they look like.
That's,
Wheels within wheels.
I was going to say, it's probably the Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Oh, those are
When
them.
they start walking out.
Maybe the cryptids are the physical representations of the code debuggers of
start,
Earth.
If you start seeing the Fresno Nightcrawler crawl out yearly fast, it's bad.
Yeah.
You've done bad things.
You're about to be defragged.
Just, I feel better now.
Interesting. Maybe
Delete,
you should
reset.
Yeah.
They
Whole
turn
new
you on
person.
and off again.
You turn from Bob Lazar to Stephen King.
I seen a video of an AI.
That's a Patreon reference,
Like
guys.
an AI has a physical body,
Yeah.
and it's after the war with humans, and it's like, we don't like your attitude. We're going to try turning you on and off again. And they grab a guy and they snap their neck, and they're like, why isn't he turning back on?
Put it back the way it was. This is how I found
And
it.
he's looking at the other humans like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And the AI just doesn't get it.
It's like instead of unplugging the cord, you cut it.
Well, the AI, it's just saying that an AI is an alien, a real AI. We don't have anything close to real AI right now.
Right.
We have mechanical.
I don't think
learning.
we ever should either.
No.
Human beings are just as capable as what AI could do. You just have to work for it, and that's the problem people have nowadays. You got to work for it.
Diatons.
They want it now. It's my money, and I need it now.
Everybody needs to look up diatons.
There, we gave them a window to look it up.
I'm glad you did. That will have nothing to do with this episode.
Okay, back
But-
to it. Back to it, then the voodoo.
But there's a huge modern resurgence in true voodoo dolls today. And it's kind of that the multimedia portrayal of them as being these, things to. So like if you go anywhere in like New Orleans, there's voodoo shops everywhere.
I was in one last summer.
Yeah. And you can buy voodoo dolls and all this kind of stuff. So one of the driving forces of the modern resurgence of voodoo dolls is the influence of popular media, continue to feature in various forms of entertainment, from horror films to television shows to comic books and video games. Visual presentation on voodoo dolls really trapping them from public consciousness,
Oh, okay.
fueling both curiosity and apprehension. So right now, they're mostly being used because of the tourism industry.
Mhm.
So it's because it's on all these media shows or media they're presented in. So it's this fringe, the scary, the odd, and you can go buy one in a shop.
Right. Yeah. I was actually down in New Orleans last summer for the National Bowling Tournament. And, I was in Baton Rouge, but I'd never been to New Orleans. It's the first time I've ever been to Louisiana. Shout out to Uran. And
Did you meet him there?
I didn't.
Yeah, I know. He complains about it still.
Well, he didn't. Unless he would have came to there, there's no way I could have. Unless he would have came to me. You know what I mean? I didn't have a car or nothing. But we got an Uber over to New Orleans, and I went to a shop that had voodoo dolls up on the wall, and Ingrid was the shopkeep. Ingrid, if you're listening to the show, shout out. You had an amazing store. But I think she recently moved to Oregon. So congrats on the move, and I hope you're doing well out there, Ingrid. But I did enjoy your shop, and I bought one of, what was that? The voodoo lady. Oh, I'm blanking her name. Madame. It's on the tip of my tongue, and it's gone. Couture? No. What's that? I don't know what that is. That's like, I don't know. Either way, I had their scroll of like her birth certificate. I don't know. It was pretty neat. Cool little item. But yeah, there was voodoo dolls all up on the wall. They were really neat. I mean, I didn't touch any of them, but I liked looking at them. It was interesting to look at. But that whole place down there, all of New Orleans, when we were in like the little square, I can't remember what it's called now, the area, like where there's just shops and shops. The famous area in New Orleans where everyone wants to go and see all the stuff. We were down there walking voodoo shops everywhere. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I was a fan. I would recommend anyone, if you've never been to New Orleans, I mean, I'm not a big city guy at all. I don't like them at all. But down in those areas, not like in the main strip of the city, but in like the
Did you try beignets?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like them?
Yeah, very good. Yep. We had about 3 different kinds. We had to try. All the locals, you got to try them.
I could probably eat about 2 dozen beignets.
They're pretty good. Man, I went to seafood.
The Princess and the Frog, the modern one.
Yeah.
The Big Daddy is his name, but the guy that like
the modern one. Isn't there only one?
There's a story of the prince and the frog, like the princess and the frog kissing, like that's an old fairy tale stereotype. Yes. But there's the
movie.
The movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, where the oh gosh, I can't remember his real name, but he's like the mayor and he owns all these businesses and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was always eating beignets. He's just this big guy, and he's always eating
some of them in. Yeah,
it just makes me laugh because I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah, if you were a mayor,
mm-hmm.
Go to New Orleans.
I could live in Louisiana. We're gonna talk about some deaths with voodoo dolls.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we should probably because
I tried to do a culturally appropriate voodoo doll first.
Yeah,
so I hope everybody learned something.
I think so.
But if any of that's wrong, take it up with howstuffworks.com.
Yep.
I tried to find source. There's no really good source for voodoo dolls.
No, you got to go to like the voodoo book.
Well,
but you're not allowed to.
Non-bias.
Yeah, you're
is
not.
What I mean.
Oh, okay.
I found plenty of websites that were all for voodoo dolls and been like, you should use them. And I found plenty of websites that were like, it's demons, and you'll burn in hell if you look at them.
Right. I just want to know about them, people.
I would like info. I just want the history.
Give me the book about just what it is. I don't want to
know how to make them.
Yeah. I don't do any incantations or have a little man living in a jar in my basement.
Oh, homunculus.
Yeah.
So this is a Mysterious Universe article about the bizarre, mysterious deaths with voodoo dolls.
Okay.
An early case of death that ties with voodoo seems to have been led by a haunting taking place in the 1700s. It seems like every corner of the earth has its own strange tale of ghosts, dark, evil, magic, and tortured souls. There are stories that seem to be drawn from the enhancement of tangents of glimpses in the supernatural. In Jamaica, there was one such tale of an English woman who lived in a glorious plantation, a stranger in a strange land, but who had a sinister secret. It's a tragic, mysterious case of witchcraft, voodoo, and vengeful ghost. The tale of the White Witch.
Ooh. I always like that saying, a stranger in a strange land. I don't know why. Just always something that stuck with me. That one I like.
The tale begins in a place called Rose Hall's Great House. It's known as Rose Hall Plantation, or simply Rose Hall, located in Montenegro Bay in Jamaica. The residents in this magnificent and opulent mansion, built in the 1770s in a place with Orient Georgian style, all decked out with fancy silk wallpaper. I mean, what did silk wallpaper look like?
Elegant.
I was going to say, how do you...
I don't know. One time when I was a kid, me and my brother had a pair of silk boxers. Most wonderful, glorious thing in the world.
And chandeliers. And sitting among them was once a sprawling sugar plantation, originally owned by John Plammer. Indeed, one of the largest sugar plantations in all of Jamaica. And of all the plantation houses, it was one dotted in the countryside. Rose Hall was by far the most famous and elegant.
Nice.
So this is
I mean, if you got silk wallpaper, you
a
better
giant
be.
plantation among plantations.
Yeah.
Because nothing ever bad happens at a plantation to anybody.
Oh, never. No, I don't. Not that I can recall throughout history.
What was the one we talked about where they just killed slaves in the basement?
Gosh, I don't remember. I probably
It was in the
out.
50 States stuff.
Oh, the season finale? Gosh, I don't remember.
It was like, yeah, they had a basement where they just beat slaves to death.
Nice. Yeah, plantations.
And when it's in the plant, it's just what you do in a plantation.
It's one of the things, yeah.
Yeah. Much of it has to do with the prestigious dark legends surrounding it and the ominous reputation of the haunting of the place. The origins of what has become Jamaica's greatest ghost story is a woman named Anna Patterson, whose most accounts was born in Haiti to immigrant parents, with her father from England and her mother from Ireland. Although other accounts of her arriving from the English countryside when she was just a baby, and her parents died of yellow fever and she was a young girl, all the variations say that it began practicing magical arts of voodoo in her early age.
Okay.
So this is, when you start looking at folklore, how she got here was she was either born there by migrant parents, her parents died, and she was basically adopted by the locals, or she was born in England and they moved there.
Gotcha.
Either way, she started practicing voodoo when she was very little. Versed in mysterious ways by her Haitian nanny, Patterson indeed said to be demonstrated a superb natural talent for voodoo and would continue the practice throughout her life. This prompted the prominent affirmation for her power and ability with black magic would be an important component in the building of her ominous legend later in life. When she was 18 years old, and supposedly met the owner of the Rose Hall plantation, John Plammer, which soon be married. After which she became Anna Plummer and moved off of Jamaica with him. So this dark arts lady is like, so she was white but raised Haitian. Whether she was raised by her nanny or her parents died or whatever.
Yeah.
How the story goes, and married this guy that owned the giant rose plantation.
Okay.
Any thoughts so far?
Do you think she had a Haitian accent and everything because she was raised by him?
I don't know what a Haitian accent is.
I don't know either, but I imagine
she lived on Jamaica.
So a Jamaican accent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but there's like this white lady.
Mm-hmm.
What?
This,
you ever seen that?
yes, but this I just mentioned this very Irish-looking woman.
Yeah, she kind of I can't do it.
Yeah,
but,
brother.
Yeah.
I can't do a Jamaican accent. I apologize to our Jamaican listeners.
Oh,
There are a few of them.
Are there?
Yeah.
All right.
They are in Jamaica.
Usain Bolt is the only one I know.
Unfortunately, the honeymoon was apparently over rather quickly, and the relation devolved into one of constant abuse and infidelity.
Interesting.
Anna is said to have taken several to many lovers at this time.
Uh-oh. Oh, is she using the voodoo doll?
Some of them were slaves on the plantation.
Yeah. Okay.
And one day, John allegedly walked in during one of these trusses. In his anger, he beat her within an inch of her life. But he did not know that she was a voodoo practitioner.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
So he comes in on his wife having relations with a slave.
Doing it.
With a slave.
Yeah.
And he starts beating her. And he almost kills her. And he didn't know that she was an extremely famous voodoo practitioner.
His own wife?
Yeah, because that was a part, like, she was already that before they got married.
Right.
She was basically a pretty white lady in Jamaica. And he is like, I'll marry you.
This kind of sounds, this parallels like certain things around here.
Sure.
If you're mopping up when I'm spilling.
No, I really
don't?
know. No, but that's fine. So in his anger, Peter, voodoo practitioner, he would soon end up dead by poisoning. In some accounts, a voodoo curse. Although it seemed that this should have been suspicious, Anna was never charged or investigated in his death because the cops were all scared of her.
Nice.
And indeed, she went on to inherit the estate and the plantation, instantly making her one of the richest and most influential women in the country and in the world.
Okay.
So
she moved on up the economic ladder.
Anna would marry again on 2 more occasions, in fact. And these husbands always had the oddest habit of coming down with a bad case of dead.
Bad case of dead?
Mm-hmm.
What? How were they all? Were they all dying in similar fashion, or what?
At around this time, the slaves on the plantation, of which there were around 2,000, began to suspect her of being a voodoo priestess that she actually was. They also claimed that she had turned into a rather stern and extremely cruel overlord of the plantation.
Ooh, evil plantation owner.
So John, the guy that owned it originally that she had married, was not great because he owned slaves and probably wasn't nice to him. But Anna apparently turned into a monster.
So she was doing worse.
And so all the slaves were like, yeah, she's a voodoo priestess that will come down and torture us.
It's time to go.
So we're meting out horrendous punishments and even executing people for minor infractions. So she'd just go down and have them shot or beaten or hung.
And she'd put the hammer down.
And it was whispered that her male slave lovers who displeased her were often doomed by curse with black magic. So she'd go down and pick a slave to be your lover.
Uh-oh.
And if you did not do a good enough job, it was not great.
Pressure's
on. A lot of pressure.
Man, to perform under those conditions, that's rough.
Before long, she had garnered enough fear, a new nickname among the slaves, who began to call her the White Witch of Rose Hall.
Okay.
For the most part, her skills in dark arts kept her safe and instilled much fear. But unfortunately for her, she was about to meet her match.
I feel like this is like a plot on Red Dead Redemption 2.
I could 100% see they ended up in Jamaica on a sugar plantation.
I feel
they probably met her.
Yeah, I think this is part of the game.
Not Arthur, but the other guy.
John?
The guy that always had a plan. Doc or Dutch.
Dutch, yeah, the leader.
This is Dutch's lover for a minute.
Well, I don't think so, because he wouldn't have made it into the game. He'd be dead.
Anna's downfall would come in the form of one of her slave lovers named Taku.
Ooh.
According to the tale, he had too quite an affinity for voodoo magics.
Uh-oh.
And one of his family members was apparently targeted by Anna's own voodoo, incurring his wrath.
Uh-oh.
But Anna was targeting his family member, and he's like, no.
I mean, he didn't do this before, after all these other people were getting this?
Well, he only cared about himself, I'm sure. He was supposedly used his own black magic to weaken Anna's. After which, he strangled her to death and placed her in a coffin encouraged in concrete and surrounded by magical spells to keep her spirit confined within the binding ritual performed for good measure to make sure she couldn't roam the earth in death. So not only did he weaken her magic and he straight up just murdered her, he put all these binding rituals and magics on her coffin to keep her spirit...
And sealed it in concrete.
It's to keep her spirit stuck in the coffin.
Yeah.
In concrete.
I'm going to reference it again, but it's like... and that's how they locked away the troll in Ernest Scared Stupid.
In concrete?
Not in... Well, they had him buried... He was trapped basically underground as like his own prison, basically. But that's where he remained for the rest of the time, unless someone stood over the tree in which he was locked under and like read a certain spell to unlock him.
However, though, it seems that these precautions were not carried out correctly, or she was in fact just too powerful, because this would not be the last anyone saw of Anna.
Mm.
In subsequent years, Rose Hall would remain standing, even though the slave uprising and revolution swept through Jamaica at this time, as the superstition populated believed that destroying it would free Anna's vengeful spirit. So even though all these slaves are destroying all the plantations and fighting back, no, they're all too scared to touch the house.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if she gets out, we're screwed.
So,
it's basically the only house that survived this massive uprising.
Yeah, because there was no one there to.
Everybody was too scared to go touch it.
Yeah. Is it still there?
I'm not sure. If it destroyed vengeful spirit free, or so the estate was left as it was. For many steering well clear of it, the house in the estate would eventually be abandoned and fall into utter disrepair.
Oh.
And would occur the reputation of being insanely haunted. Curiosity visitors would often report being confronted by the White Witch herself, or being plagued by all manner of paranormal phenomena. One of the main things reported in the site of the apparition was a deck of a out in green velvet. So she would come out in green velvet, and riding a spectral steed. And the mansion itself is the home of all sorts of anomalous activities, such as shadow figures, unexplained noise, screaming in its deep halls, and many others.
Wonder if there was like any swords buried in the wall or coins placed everywhere around this.
A smiling snake?
A smiling snake sword, yeah.
This went out would last until the 1960s, when former Miss USA, Michelle Rollins, bought the property and had it renovated.
Uh-oh, so it is still around.
Former Miss USA bought it.
Okay, well,
but the hauntings apparently continued much on.
Well, especially if you renovate a place.
Don't open any walls in a haunted house.
Well,
you'll find a smiling snake,
yeah,
and the demon will not like it.
Renovating haunted houses is never usually goes well.
Such a tragic story and tales of hauntings had helped proliferate the estate of Rose Hall as one of the most haunted places in Jamaica. But the truth is, or is there any truth to any of it? Some skeptics have pointed out that it was very possible that never anyone named Anna was ever there to begin with. And it's all as a legend born in a 1929 book written by Herbert D. Lessa called The White Witch of Rose Hall. So basically, he made it up.
Okay.
Because it's kind of the first time anybody's seen it. There's arguments back and forth whether he made it up or not.
Okay.
I don't know. You could say that he completely made it up, or he found these historical accounts. All I could tell you is Rose Hall was one of the few plantations from the 1770s to make it into modern day.
Mm-hmm.
So it would seem that the slave uprisings maybe were scared of it because they didn't destroy it, and they destroyed all the other ones.
Right, yeah. Makes you wonder.
Yeah. Well, you want me to do one
Sure, let's do one more. And then is it going to be a two-parter?
We may come back to this.
Okay.
If people like it and we did it justice, and people want me to finish what I found, we'll do it.
Okay. And I'm sure there's stuff that we haven't even unlocked that could add more to the puzzle.
Another case comes from the 1800s, although it has its roots stretched way back, possibly up to 6,000 years ago in Africa. Voodoo, and this is spelled Vodou, is in the nation of Haiti as it exists today, originated in the history of slave trades of the region. Slaves were brought from the west coast of Africa to Haiti by the original Spanish and French colonists. And most of these slaves hailed from the hodgepodge of different ethnicities and cultures, forming an extreme mixing pot of beliefs, traditions, and religions. So basically, they were all people from Africa, but they were all from all over Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just, had all this stuff. These various traditions gradually mixed and what prominently characterized as voodoo, basically. It just all get called voodoo.
Okay.
While many may think of voodoo as being confined to Haiti and New Orleans, there are variations of it all over the world, including West Africa, Brazil, and Dominican Republic. One place you may not imagine a hotspot for voodoo is the state of South Carolina.
Okay.
Which was, but as back as the late 1800s, it may have been the city of Charleston, which was every bit as steeped in voodoo traditions as more well-known places such as New Orleans. In Charleston, voodoo priestesses and sorcerers reigned supreme. Their powers were feared, and often the one really running the things behind the scenes.
Okay.
So if you watch, like, once again, The Princess and the Frog, or The Prince and the Frog, whatever it's called, the modern day Disney one, I think they do a really good job. Like, the Voodoo Man does a lot of the stuff behind the curtains and runs a lot of stuff. And he's using dolls and his magic to set up the dominoes.
Okay.
And that's kind of spoilers for it, but that's how it ends, is the dominoes don't fall like he wanted to.
Yeah.
And they call his debt, and they basically suck him into the spirit world to be punished.
So he's not a...
Because he was trying to pay off his debt with the lives of everybody in New Orleans.
Okay, so he's not a good applicator of voodoo, like in good intentions.
No, he was an evil man.
Yeah.
But he showed you a lot of some of the stuff of how these priestess and sorceress were using stuff behind the scenes and
pulling the strings.
Pulling the strings.
Yeah.
Even if the people didn't know they were pulling the strings.
Right.
But politicians and police turned to these voodoo priestess and priest for help. As much as time, nothing happened without their approval.
Okay.
So you didn't run for politics, and cops wouldn't investigate something without asking the local priestess first.
Wow, that's a lot of power.
To the voodoo shaman or broker in Charleston at the time was feared and respected. And the most feared and respected of all of them was a man called John Domingo, also widely known as the Black Constable.
Okay.
The legends and tales of Domingo were vast and wide, and often hard to really tell what was fact from fiction, because he was such a character that the legends around him started growing too.
Okay.
So, saying I seen Domingo turn into a snake.
Right, yeah.
Whether that happened or not, was just because kids were scared of him and he just made it up?
It was hearsay. It just grew.
But he certainly was a real person who did really exist and had a lot of power. He was said to be an extremely huge man with a somewhat disheveled appearance, who often wore a Union greatcoat. He supposedly looked almost like a vagrant or a vagabond, but had an underlying prominent presence and charisma about him. So he just looked like basically a big homeless man. But he was the most feared man in Charleston.
And he was a good talker, too, apparently.
Mm-hmm. He was the kind of man who could quiet a room with a nod or a look. In looking at the power that he had, it's not hard to understand why. For instance, it was said that the power to command the weather itself, mostly the wind, to point its merchants and sailors to come back home safely, or fully push them away. If he was displeased, Domingo would conjure up extremely great storms and send seamen to their deaths, knowing for captains that have crossed him, killing dozens of crew members.
Dang, okay.
So he'd literally just go walk down to the beach and wave his hands, and everybody would die.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard for him to gain power in a city if you watch that happen.
Well, no, if you've seen that happen, but at the end of the day, whether or not he had supernatural power or not.
Or he's a really good weatherman.
Yeah, he just knew. He had the Doppler radar before everyone else did.
The weather bugs.
Oh, weatherbug app. Yeah, he was the first one.
No, the granny,
the actual bugs. Yeah. I never put that connection together with weatherbug app. Like, that's probably what they named it after. But just power in general. I mean, as long as you get people to believe you, that is their perception. They're going to treat you in such a way, whatever they believe of you. So if they believe you can convince people you are a powerful being, they're going to treat you as such. And that's the world today.
He was also well known for his ability to dole out curses and love spells, as well as spells to bring wealth to those in long life, all of which would dispense at his own ends or at a price for others.
See, that's why all that stuff that people want, they want a voodoo priestess to grant for them, it's all just a mentality. Like, if you want wealth, you got to have a wealth mentality. Like, this is what you're focused on, this is what you want, and you want to achieve, and it'll happen.
Even more impressive still was his prominent ability to raise the dead.
Now, that one I can't explain. You want to raise the dead, figure it out. I can't help you.
It was said that he had an army of undead zombies at his disposal. Indeed, most of the workers at his home were said to be zombies. And one of the most feared things about him was that the threat that he could make anyone into a zombie. A very grave fear at the time that imposed terror.
Now, wouldn't that...
We talked about the zombie powder from Haitians and stuff like that. Yeah. So they could have been living zombies, or they could have been the fear was that even in death, he will control you.
Yeah.
So he's going to take you out of the afterlife.
Or if he's throwing some powder in their face and it makes you brain dead, where you're just, you basically lobotomized.
There were numerous other rumors about him as well. He was thought to be an African prince who was sold into slavery by the name of High John the Conqueror, who had been his wizardry up to his wizardry tricks and the gods to ensure his escape, and his powers were said to spring forth from an arcane-looking serpent-shaped silver ring that he wore at all time.
Okay.
Did you think I was going with the knife?
Sword, yeah. I'm like, okay, good.
And
So that's close, people.
I actually had Domingo's knife for a little bit. I wouldn't believe.
That's
I'd
a
believe
cool
it.
story, though. Like,
Claimed to have been forged on the banks of the Congo River, imbued with the power directly conjured up from the Iowa. Domingo did nothing at all to discourage any of the rumors and stories about him. Indeed, he actively promoted them. By the early 1880s, he was a legend and greatly feared in the region and far beyond it. Even the police and other sorcerers were absolutely terrified of him.
wow.
So, there were stories of other sorcerers or people coming to other sorcerers to pay them to attack him, and they're like, "What are you talking about? You nuts?
Yeah.
He's going to kill all of us."
Right. You crazy?
And the police, you imagine the police at the time being like, "Well, we can't investigate this until we ask Domingo
Yeah, exactly.
to make sure he didn't kill him."
Right, yeah.
And Domingo's like, "Don't look into that." And they're like, "All right, well, died of a suicide. He was beat to death with a rock, suicide style."
Yep. 2 different rocks. Back to the head.
Just imagine that.
He had 2 slingshot
Just
rocks.
the very threat that he might curse someone or use his necromancy on them was enough to make people bow down before him in the streets. And is indeed the nickname, the Black Constable, comes from the fact that he was the ultimate law in Charleston. However, nothing lasts forever. One day it is said that Domingo used his powers to stop 2 thieves, after which he supposedly lifted each man up with one hand and showed anybody watching how powerful he was. If he had ended things there, it would have been merely one of the showings of his magical might, but his subsequent hubris would ultimately be his downfall. According to the tale, as Domingo held up the squirming thieves for the gathering crowd of awed onlookers to see, he proclaimed that he was more powerful than the Iowa or even Jesus.
And then people seeing the strings hanging from the people's legs or arms that he's holding
So
up.
he attacked his God and Jesus in the same sentence.
Gosh, yeah. That he's more powerful than them. Yeah.
Which
This is
got a
gonna end
very
well.
angry supernatural response. Domingo was allegedly grabbed and strangled by what seemed to be an unforeseen hand, which then lifted him up into the air and throwing him to the ground, after which he withered away into nothing of a husk and into dust, much to the horror of the hundreds of gathered people who had said they'd witnessed this.
Man. See, okay. What if he was just performing a psyop on all these people?
Yeah, in 1880.
Yeah, he set himself up to do
Can
that.
you imagine this guy, this monster of a man that everybody's terrified, and he's holding these 2 guys up with one hand. He's holding 2 men up with one hand.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh, I thought he was holding them.
no, he's
one
holding
with
one
each.
up. And he's talking to this crowd,
Yeah, okay.
showing off because he was a massive man.
Yeah.
And then he attacked his God and Jesus in the same breath. And somebody picked him up by his neck, threw him to the ground, and he just withered away into nothing and died.
And the dust and was gone.
I don't know who did it, but no, probably shouldn't do that. In years after his apparent death, it seems that the Black Constable wasn't quite done. Was often reported ambling around the night in the shadows, either a ghost or a resurrected zombie through his dark powers and necromancy. He would continue to haunt Charleston in a manner, and his house was even demolished, after which he did vanish. So until his house was destroyed many years later, he would, people would say that they'd seen him in the shadows and stuff like that.
Yeah. But he's still lingering.
I always thought when reading that it may have been another sorcerer used it necromancy to bring him back.
Ooh.
For them,
So
my
they could
slave's
use him.
Domingo.
Yeah. Dang, that's a show of power.
Well, that's Domingo. I don't know what happened to him. Whether it was IWA is how you spell it.
IWA.
Yeah,
Iowa.
I was how I was saying it.
Iwa.
Iwa
I don't
or
know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know who threw him to the ground.
Hmm.
But it's hard to attack both sides in one breath and then walk away.
With no retaliation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
But yeah, there's been our dive into voodoo.
I don't know why you reminded me of a George Carlin joke, which he was very cynical at the end, but especially about God and religion and whatnot.
Sure.
But he made this joke where he said if God is all powerful. May he strike down this entire audience right now.
Put it on them.
Yeah, not him. May he strike down this entire audience. And then like everyone's just like, he's like, see, but yeah, took it completely off him. Like, no, I'm not throwing myself in there.
No.
That was the joke. I think that's the joke he's getting at. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, no, I mean, I learned a lot more about voodoo.
Hopefully these things are right. Don't write to me. Write to the authors of these articles.
Yeah, I'm curious. Any listeners at home, if you found this, or if you know more about this subject, and I guess there's things that we missed, or you want us to talk about, let us write us in, email us.
Don't email us. You can call Jay.
Call me.
Here's his number: 517.
You gotta do 555 555.
I was gonna give you a real number.
55. That is my number. That's every Hollywood number in a movie always starts with 555 because it's not real.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Well, I have been the great and powerful mystery.
And I've been J Clone 140.
We'll catch you next week, guys. Bye. Hey guys, thank you for listening to Cryptids the Corn podcast. Remember, the best way to support the show is share it with a friend. But if you are craving more of the J clones
and more from Mr. E,
there's always extra content on Patreon
and our paid member space on cryptidsofthecorn.com.
We'll catch you next time with more exciting, fun, and informative information. Bye.